Hello, this is Keith Foote presenting the Washington Buyer Select Closing Agent Program. This webinar is going to be in several sections because I'm limited to 5 minutes per section, and it takes longer than 5 minutes. The agenda, we're going to talk about the benefits, the Buyer Select Program disclosure, how it works, the earnest money workflow process, and so on and so forth. The benefits of the Buyer Select program is it is going to increase competition so that the service that you receive for HUD homes will improve. There will be a decreased turnaround time, and potentially it should expedite cash sales. The Buyer Select program was put into effect February 27, 2013. Now, an important thing you need to see here is that escrow fees will now be a buyer's expense. HUD will only pay a portion of the closing fees. If the buyer includes closing costs on line 5 at the time of bid submission and there are sufficient funds remaining to allow the fee to be paid. If there are no closing costs included in the bid, the buyer will be required to pay all escrow and closing fees, both the sellers and the buyers. Very important. How the program works. The buyer must select any state licensed escrow company upon bid acceptance. The buyer's select addendum is completed and submitted with the contract package within 2 days of bid acceptance. That's business days. With the addendum, the selling agent will need to provide a copy of the escrow licenses. What really in reality by now, most of your escrow companies have already applied for this opportunity, and so you don't need all that. The only thing you're going to need is the title ID number, and your escrow company will have that. You want to ask for the HUD team because most of your escrow companies are developing specific teams to work with HUD properties. After the escrow company is assigned, the contract will be ratified if all other requirements are met. This information focuses mostly on the escrow companies in regards to them applying for the opportunity to work with HUD homes. In your contract, on line 3, down in this section here, where it talks about the earnest money deposit, it will be held first by the listing agent until ratification. And at that point, it's sent to the escrow company. And so when you fill in your automatic file, it's going to fill in this section, and again it's going to fill in this section down here. And again it's mentioned down here on line 10 as well. This is the Buyer Select Closing Agent Addendum. You're going to put in the FHA case number here, the property, the purchaser's name, the purchaser's agent, that's the selling agent, along with their phone number so we can contact them. The closing agent company's name, their mailing address, if you know it, who the escrow officer is, along with their email and phone number. And hopefully you're working with an escrow company that has closed in HUD home, so you'll click yes and put their ID number down here. This is a workflow chart. I'd recommend that you take a close look at this because it really helps us visualize what goes on with a HUD home. With the selling agent, they're going to receive a bid after they put in their offer. And when they're successful, they're going to receive a bid acceptance notification. And then they're going to overnight the sales contract package to BLB, and the earnest money goes to the local listing broker. BLB is going to receive the sales contract package. They're going to review the sales contract package, and then they're going to receive a copy of the earnest money check from the local listing broker. And then they're going to request the copy of the checks possibly, but they should already have that. They're going to ratify the sales contract. Then they're going to email the ratification notice to the local listing broker with the request to send the earnest money check to the closing agent. At that point, the local listing broker has 48 hours to get the money to the check to your escrow company. Proceed